Apple has 12 new features planned for the iPhone 18 Pro Max. Most of them are incremental. Three of them are genuinely different. And one of them, I haven't seen a single review frame correctly. I've gone through every credible leak, every supply chain filing, every regulatory document available right now. This is what's actually coming in September. And more importantly, what's actually worth the upgrade. But there's one spec buried in these leaks that changes the whole conversation. We'll get there. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are expected to be announced on September 9th, on sale September 18th. And for the first time in Apple's history, this keynote will be introduced by a brand new CEO. John Ternus takes over from Tim Cook on September 1st, just 8 days before the event. That's not a footnote. That's a new era opening with this phone. So everything I'm about to cover, hold it against that backdrop. Because Apple doesn't get to reset its narrative often. This is one of those moments. Let's start with what you'll actually notice first. The dynamic island is getting smaller. Apple is reportedly moving the Face ID flood illuminator under the display, which means the cutout shrinks by roughly a third. Less screen interruption, more immersive viewing, and honestly, it's about time because the dynamic island was sold to us as a feature. 3 years in, it's mostly just a hole we've learned to politely ignore. Now, the display itself is also changing. LTPO Plus technology from Samsung. Same 6.9-inch size as the 17 Pro Max, but the new panel delivers sharper brightness, improved contrast, and better power efficiency. That last part matters more than the marketing will say, because it feeds directly into the battery story. And we are absolutely getting to the battery story. This is where things get genuinely interesting. The A20 Pro chip, built on TSMC's first generation 2 nanometer process. For context, the A19 Pro is 3 nanometer. That's a full node jump in a single generation. In real life, faster performance, better efficiency, AI processing that makes camera computation, on-device tasks, and everything in between feel noticeably quicker. But here's the part I actually need you to pay attention to. Apple is putting their third generation C2 modem into the 18 Pro models. The C1 debuted in the iPhone 16e, the C1X followed in the iPhone Air, reportedly twice as fast as the C1 and the most power efficient modem Apple has ever shipped. The C2 is what comes next. And with it, 5G via satellite, not emergency SOS, not just texting, actual web browsing and without Wi-Fi, without a cellular signal. That is a legitimate category shift. It sounds like a spec sheet bullet point until you're standing in a dead zone and your phone still loads. That's the feature I said nobody is framing correctly because every article buries it under the chip specs. But satellite internet access, real internet access, is the kind of thing that rewrites what a phone can be. Apple is also including an N2 chip for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth performance. The details on exactly what improves aren't confirmed yet. But the N1 in the 17 Pro already handles Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. Whatever N2 brings, it starts from a strong baseline. The main 48 megapixel fusion camera on the 18 Pro Max is rumored to have a variable aperture. This means you can physically control how much light reaches the sensor, greater control over depth of field, more flexibility across lighting conditions. Now, I'm going to be straight with you here. iPhones have small sensors, smaller than any dedicated camera, and variable aperture on a small sensor does not behave the same way it does on a mirrorless or a cinema rig. The real-world depth of field difference may be subtle, but for photographers who know what they're doing, subtle is still meaningful. Apple is also simplifying the camera control button, removing touch sensitivity, removing haptic feedback, keeping only pressure sensitivity, which honestly might be the most underrated change on this entire list, because the current camera control is one of the most genuinely confusing inputs Apple has ever shipped. I say this with complete respect for the engineers involved. It is confusing. Making it simpler is the right call. Okay. The Pro Max is getting a nearly 10% larger battery compared to the 17 Pro Max. That is not a small number. Pair that with the more efficient A20 Pro chip and the LTPO Plus display, and you're looking at meaningful real-world gains. This is the upgrade that current 17 Pro Max owners are going to feel the most every day. But here's the trade-off Apple made. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is going to be thicker than the 17 Pro Max, thicker than the 18 Pro. And honestly, but I think this is the right call. Apple spent years making iPhones thinner while battery life stayed flat. Users complained loudly. Thicker for meaningfully more battery is a trade most people make without hesitation. The 18 Pro Max is not the phone for people who want the thinnest device in the room. It's the phone for people who need to get through the day. Those are different phones for different people, and Apple is finally admitting that. The back is being redesigned. The current two-tone frosted MagSafe area is replaced with a uniform ceramic finish, more seamless, more premium, cleaner overall. On colors, dark cherry is the signature color for this generation, alongside light blue, dark gray, and silver. Cosmic orange and deep blue from the 17 Pro are reportedly being discontinued. Dark cherry is going to move units. I'm calling that now. So 12 features, 3 that actually change the story. 5G via satellite, because it's a genuine connectivity category upgrade, not a checkbox. The A20 Pro on 2 nanometer, because the efficiency gains are the engine behind every other improvement on this list. And the battery, because it's bigger, it's supported by a more efficient chip and a smarter display, and it's the thing you'll notice every single morning when you pick up your phone. The rest, smaller dynamic island, variable aperture, new colors, redesigned back, simplified camera button. These are real. But they're refinements, not reinventions. Should you upgrade from the 17 Pro Max? If battery life is your daily frustration, yes, if you're on a 15 or older, this is the one. If you're on a 16 Pro Max and your battery still holds fine, wait. The iPhone 18 Pro Max goes on sale September 18th. Pre-orders will almost certainly open the morning after the September 9th keynote. And for the first time you'll be buying it in a new Apple era. Whether that matters to you probably depends on how many keynotes you've watched. I'm curious, is 5G via satellite the feature that actually changes your buying decision this cycle? Or is this another year where the spec sheet impresses and the upgrade stays in the cart? Drop it below, because I'm genuinely asking. And if you want my full breakdown of whether the 18 Pro or the 18 Pro Max is actually worth choosing between, that's coming next week.